Good evening, Stocktonians and people listening
Good morning,
around
good
the
morning,
world
good
to
morning, good
the
morning, or
voices.
good afternoon, a good day, however, what time you choose to tap in with us. This is the voice of San Joaquin and Stockton with Chef Tobias Cooks. Today we are Women in Business with Chef Tobias Cooks, Central Valley. Please go ahead, click share, and donate. Support your local community radio station. Thank you so much for joining in with us, Women in Business. We have a wonderful topic today. We will be talking about women in art. Yes, I am so excited about that. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
All right, so let's get ready. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Alicia Valenzuela. I'm a local artist. I have a studio here in Stockton out at the port. I'm a member of several galleries with Art Expressions, Mexican Heritage Center.
Yes.
And I have been increasing my involvement in the community in the last year. It's just been a blessing to be able to formulate my craft and expand into different areas, including candles, abstract art, doing, work with other artists. And it's just been so awesome to challenge myself with formalizing my skills and talent into an actual business.
Yes. That's a good one. Yes, using our talents and putting it into a business. That is great because I often tell people that your best business is what you're passionate about.
And there are obstacles. I grew up with a family that runs a company, and I told myself growing up, I'm like, I need a 9 to 5. I'm not gonna have around the clock stress, worrying about employees and clients, and I'm like, I need to have a little package deal lifestyle and go home and not think about it. But intrinsically as an artist, you can't really compartmentalize it. And so to be able to share it formally with other people, I went ahead and took all the experience and, learning from my parents, the good and the bad, and saying, okay, I could do this. I know what to do. I know how to put all this paperwork together. And, with some help from friends, I can name drop right now, or you can ask me later. But it was definitely a push to go down, get my license, get insurance for my space, have prepare myself for taxes, Schedule C, that is all in the moment, could be stressful, but I'm just treating it as a growing experience and a challenge because it has to get done.
Yes, it does. And especially for you to take advantage of resources, grants, other organization sponsors and things of that nature. It is very important to have those entities in place so that you can, when they come, you could be like, okay, put it right here for me. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started.
So I want to talk about, who am I? Simply put, I'm an alumni from UOP. I stuck around.
I know you from, we met at Earth Day.
Yes. So I'm also on the planning committee.
We could talk about that a little later. Yeah. But we met, I think we knew each other kind of before, but we really, really met at Earth Day. And we linked up together at Earth Day. And we was like, we're going to get this done. It's going to happen today. Yeah. Yes.
We were both concerned because they were all the volunteers. I was the volunteer coordinator in 2019. And I'm like, man, there are all these young, active people, and we don't have any snacks.
I know. You can imagine how many people was looking at me like, where's the food, chef? Where's the food? Yeah.
So we both, got into action, and we're like, let's go to Winco and get the sandwiches.
And that's what you do. That's what you do. And that's all a part about being in business, being spontaneous, making sure that it happens. You have to make sure that it gets done. Okay, who are you?
Alicia Valenzuela. I love my name. It's, I'm Mexican. My parents, they're, so I'm first generation, and I just take all of this life experience from the people around me.
Yes.
I told a friend the other day, I'm like, I think the average age of my friends that I surround myself with is 45, 50.
Yes.
I'm not really spending time hanging out with young people. I mean, maybe when I work with youth, it's different, but I'm in a leadership role, and so it's not the same. So in the community, I, participate in the planning of Earth Day Festival, art shows, and just I want to get more involved, but I also want to get a little picky and do what I do well instead of do everything.
All right. And so what is your niche when it comes to art?
So I've always been somewhat of an environmentalist, and I'm trying to incorporate that into my craft, incorporate it in my lifestyle. And I understand, and I'm so empathetic with people who are just tired of the challenges. And we can be authoritative and be like, in order to help the environment, you got to do this, you're doing this wrong, and focus on the negative. And I'm like, that's not conducive for our wellness. Let's internalize how a healthy environment, healthy food that we put in our bodies, healthy aromatherapy, how that is an art form in and of itself, because we're transforming ourselves. And so it's becoming more conceptual than visual. And I just want to continue to do that. Share with others how I've been able to cope, treat my mental health conditions with things that make sense instead of medication or, I do see a counselor. I do openly share what the challenges are. But if we're not being real with ourselves, how can we kind of share that love of growth?
Yes, absolutely. And like we had said earlier, that our art is our subconscious.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure we keep ourselves healthy as well, because we need to know when we're in that space and when we're channeling, what comes out. And it's like, I need to, okay, didn't know that one. I thought you were gone. Here you come back. So that's very important. I can't see all my glasses. All right.
So, so artist, just doing my thing, doing as much as I can, and loving the failures and the successes. I did want to share and talk to you about, the challenges of just growing. And I've witnessed where someone can get too big too fast, and they don't have that. So burnout.
I was one of them. Yes. I understand completely. I was one of them. I forget jump ship. I think I ran off the ship and flew. I didn't know I had superpowers until that day. Yes.
So we got to incorporate like check-ins with ourselves, and like have a support system of people who are like receptive and they know your natural state. So when you're being weird or like disappear, they go looking for you. And I share my location with my siblings because I'm out and about. I'm not a homebody. My boyfriend knows it, and everyone knows, like, I don't like being home. I'm just really anxious and I want to do stuff.
Yes. So the challenges of an artist. Okay, so now I'm going to take you back a little bit. So now you have your office. Congratulations. You've done your paperwork, everything you need to get done. Congratulate for the insurance as well. That is very important to have.
Yeah, liabilities.
Yes, very, very important to have. So now let's take us to what is next with the art. How do you get it out there? How do you get the resources now? How are you able to communicate all of that with the community?
Well, to start as an artist, you have to be to your word and like complete what you start. So even meeting with you today.
Yes. So let's say artists. We are talking about artists, artistry, musicians, painters, poetry. I consider myself an artist as well. When you deal with food, dance, this is all part of artistry. It's all part, and it could be interpreted as entertainment as well, because we are sharing a part of ourselves. We're sharing what we see in our head. The pictures, they'll probably not always be beautiful, but we are sharing them with people. So it is a part of form of entertainment. So when we say artist, that's what we're talking about.
And so owning our title and all the responsibility and the respect that comes with it.
Yes.
And then just permeating that and saying, hey, I'm like an independent contractor. You cannot tell me specifically what to do. You got to trust in this and do it and follow through. And so with commissions that are completed, and I mean, it boosts the ego, but you just go bigger and bigger. And now the scale of my art physically has gone, 3 feet by 3 feet. I am aspiring to murals.
Yeah.
And I have some projects in the works, alleys, shipping containers, working with others. And it's just so exciting to know it's going to be more permanent, more challenging, because it's not going to be, in a contained, you're like, I can't do this in my studio. I got to get out, be physically fit, be able to handle the, have that endurance to physically paint, because your muscles are being, utilized, and, the weather's terrible right now, so it's okay to hibernate a little bit, but once, things pick up, I'm going to be out there, and I'm going to invite other artists to join me and just color the walls.
I'm excited about that. Keep me updated on that upcoming event, but also to able to relay a message in the art where the entire city can see it. So if someone come by 10 years from now, or if someone come by 20 years from now, then that mural will be able to still tell that story. I'm originally from the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area, and we are known for murals. Like, that is a part of our culture. Our cultural is murals. That's a part. If you go to the Bay Area, you will see them everywhere. Even some buildings that was demolished, you'll have people out there protesting, not to take down that mural. We've had situations where they've had to keep the side of the building up and just build on the other half of, still make the building, but kind of keep that block up right there because of a Pacific mural. And I come from when I was born the Vietnam generation, the Civil Rights generation, the Jim Crow generation, the Black Panther generation, the Cesar Chavez generation, the feminist generation. Like, I was born right in the middle of all of that. So their art really spoke to, like you said, humanitarian. It spoke to environment. And even more so now, to bring it forth, I see that with the art murals, it's still relaying that same.
And so the stories are yet to be written. It's going to be exciting to kind of guide the participants in this conceptual journey. I really want to lay it out where it's going to be like a think tank, and we're going to respect each other's opinions. It is going to come down to, well, we're going to have to vote, or we're going to have to make decisions.
And that's the business side of it. That's the business side of being the artist. Okay, let's talk about the new generation in arts.
What?
And before you start, the STEM program, they had to change it to STEAM because they had to add the A to it. I thought that was fascinating. It was like, I don't know when it was done, like 5 years or 3 years ago or something. It's no longer STEM. Now it's STEAM, where they added the arts.
I always felt not everyone has to be an artist professionally, but to have those skills of being able to tell a story from start to finish and conceptualize and be able to communicate, that can be influential in any area, especially if you know how to teach. You can visualize for someone who is struggling to learn from reading or one type of learning method. When you challenge yourself with being an artist, you're expanding your mind a little bit and putting yourself on the other side more often, reflecting. And we need more of that, more thoughtful people in our world to challenge the ignorance and be able to balance it and say, hey, you may not understand this, help me help you, or help me understand, with a rapport rather than you're different, I don't like what you just said, wall.
Yes. Block.
Yeah. So we can learn so much from each other artists too, but our special talent is that we have a means to communicate, and it'll stop you. And when you stop and you take that moment, you're already being influenced and impacted. But now, to be able to reverse that role, like, once you experience art, what are you going to do about it?
Yes.
So hopefully with Earth Day this year, the art show we're going to have at the festival, and maybe other themed art shows around town, we can have these discussions that are more conducive for a wider audience of our community to experience. And I know you love recycling. I love upcycling.
Yes, upcycling. Well, that's a new one on me.
So
What is upcycling?
real simple. I make candles. I pour them.
Yes.
And I ask my friends and family, give me the containers. You go to Bath and Body Works, great. Light that sweater weather candle. I love it. But when it's done, you could scrape out the bottom or give me the container, and I will clean it up and just redo it. I have all the tabs, the glue, I get the wax, and it's like a brand new candle again, instead of tossing this really good glass. I think you shared with me that, you can use it as glassware. It's perfect.
Yes, let me tell you something. I think I ups recycle too. Listen, my children know that the mayonnaise jar and the pickle jar, we gonna clean it out, and we gonna use that for a water cup.
Yeah.
A lemonade cup. Yes.
So as artists, and I challenge you, if you claim that title for yourself, think outside the box with your materials. It's not just, I'm going to make my imagery environmental. Like, what about where you buy it? Are you getting it locally? Are you making it? Are you repurposing it? I'm slowing down my role with ordering off Amazon as much as I can, but it's like, that's the challenge. You gotta as a business reduce your costs and your overhead, and therefore there's more cushion to reduce the price and make it affordable, because otherwise it's just gonna be like, who's gonna pay for a $50 candle? I'm not. Yeah. So I'm making it accessible as much as I can. Also, a little re-poured candle for $4, because I know the essential oils in it are going to benefit that person who got it from me, and that's what I want to share.
All right. And that's really, that would be great. I'm just saying this. I shouldn't say this on the radio, but wouldn't it be cool if we could just collect that for Earth Day and have the kids do something like that? I'll just be like,
I think we can
cool.
make kits, and if we add a generator and like a little griddle to heat up the wax, we could probably make it. Yeah,
that'd be super. Oh my goodness, I'm like thinking about it right now.
I could totally do workshops. Maybe with Circle of Friends. They have amazing workshops planned out for the whole month, and if I get in and make
get some
candles.
Volunteers. That'd be wonderful, just so that they can have that whole visual themselves and see it from start to finish. It's always excited to do something from start to finish.
Exactly. So I think we were also going to talk about,
we're organized today, people. Okay, we have a list today.
So I wanted to say, to boost and like explore social media, to help share what I'm doing and like promoting myself or just sharing my art for people to appreciate, there is a line. And like, I thought I could do live videos. That's hard. I don't have a strong internet connection. It didn't work.
Oh wow.
But recording the process, doing a time lapse of when I'm painting and editing the video afterwards, I don't make time for it. So I have to know for myself what works.
Pause. You have to incorporate that as a part of your business. Because people, this is what draw people to you. Can say 50 million times, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist. But until they see you in action doing it, until they don't want to just see the finished product. They want to be on that journey with you.
Let me ask you though, with platforms like Patreon, where someone can subscribe and support you with a monthly,
We're going to write that down. Go ahead.
So should it be, on YouTube for free as an educational tool? How do I create like an income stream where I can sustain the equipment, the high speed internet, what it actually takes?
Okay, so here we go. Free. This is free information. So what you will do is you will edit your video. On YouTube, you will only show a certain amount of the video. And if they want to see the rest of the video or more videos, then you will add the link to go to your subscription page. And then that way, once they do a subscription, they'll have unlimited access of you.
Okay. That sounds good.
So you have to do it in increments. Like you have to do like part 1, part 2, part 3. You go on my YouTube page. I need to do that, but I have so much content on my YouTube. I seriously, I have close to 300 videos on my YouTube page right now. So I'm in the process of doing that for myself. But you are just now getting started. So you could do that, edit your video. You could do a compilation of videos. You could take like 4 or 5 videos and bunch them into one different compilations. And then you can say, if you want to see the rest of this or the rest of that, then that's how it's pretty much like a commercial or watch a trailer.
Yeah. And then there's exclusive content you can put on Patreon as well.
Yeah.
I have some videos there for YouTube, but if you want videos explaining other things, you can always hop on to Patreon and support a little bit, because there are different tiers with different rewards for each tier.
Yes. And that's like, for me, like I don't have time to do a lot of stuff, but I had to stop. And now my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, she sung the theme song that we had for my show. She's an artist. Now she's a photographer. So she's been videoing me cooking dinner. She's been videoing me going to the grocery store. She's been, like, we bought her, she has a Sony camera. It's a real nice one too. I don't even know what it is, like this big or something like that. I know it's nice and it costs a lot of money. I'm like, girl, you better put a chain around your neck, or I would chase them down the street. So anyway, we just start incorporating my everyday, like what I do every day. Like she was here the other night and she grabbed some video and stuff like that. So that has to become a part of you, because you are an artist and people want to see you in action. They want to be on that journey with them. And you offer something great. You can do what 400,000 other people cannot do, that they wish that they could do, or they wish they could be inspired to do.
And that's just, that would be a life's blessing, and I could just be put into the earth and know I did my job.
Exactly.
If I inspired other people.
There you go.
That would make me so happy.
Yes.
So, in addition to being this positive, focus kind of person, sometimes things happen and I'm like,
yes, it
what?
does.
I got unfriended the other day and I'm like, and I was told why. And I was a little shocked.
I get that all the time too. I get unfriended. I get blocked. I get people send me stuff about what other people say about me in the inbox. It's crazy. But you know what? I don't feed into it. I don't retaliate. You know what I do? And a lot of people, if you follow me on my Facebook, I'll go ahead and whatever the subject was, like for instance, the other day, it was about 3 people inboxed me. They DM me what someone was saying to me. Someone was saying about me in the inbox, and it was supposedly one of my friends. And instead of me just being upset about it, I went and I found some quotes on Divas Don't Do Drama, don't do drama, do business. And I picked out 4 good ones and I post those. And then I just released it and let it go. And then that person, am I going to confront that person? No, I'm not going to confront that person. However, now I'm just going to change how I interact with that person. So a lot of times when you are starting to grow in business and you are becoming, your business is starting to expand and your talents and everything about you people are starting to see that, you will come up against that. There will be family, there will be friends, there will be strangers that just cannot deal with it. It'll be in a form of jealousy. And my advice to anyone is do not react to it. Go in your corner. If you have to cry a little bit, wipe the tears off your eyes and keep moving. And then just learn how to deal with those people. Maybe they can't have access to you anymore. Maybe they can't text you. Maybe you don't go to lunch with them anymore. Maybe you don't see them in social environments, but you just have, unless someone physically attacks you, then that's a whole nother subject. But words are just words. Yeah. They're just words. Think about all the leaders that we had. And we're moving into Black History Month. And then we'll be moving into Women's History Month. Just think about all the leaders and what they had to go through. You cannot retaliate. You just have to just brush it off your shoulder, cry if you need to, and just keep going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And not fall into that trap
No.
of perpetuating
No.
that, because it's real easy to be
It's
like,
very easy.
oh, let's jump on the bandwagon talking about somebody else together, and like maybe that's fun, but that's
Well, you do
that's
have
not
that one
healthy.
person. Like I have my sister that I talk crap to, and she doesn't know who the heck I'm talking about, right? So you do you have to have certain people where you could just have an outlet,
Yeah.
and you just get it off and it's done with, and you have to move on.
But we should be careful where we outlet,
Mm-hmm.
and if other people can hear it, or kids,
Yes.
protect that environment and make
Yes.
sure it's not gonna taint or stain something else, because
Yeah.
you just never really know how far that
Yeah.
influence
And
can
sometimes it's just like if someone talked to me, I don't take it really personal, because a lot of times people just need to vent. They just need to listen. That's all about being customer service. It's all about being an artist. Is because artists, we make the best listeners, honestly. And then we could utilize what we heard. We could utilize that pain or that joy, and then we can go create something for it.
Yeah.
We could channel that energy, and a lot of times just listening to that person, and trust me, I'll forget what they say anyway, but just being able to just be a listener and not a repeater.
Yeah.
But if you could just listen, a lot of times I will get inspiration. I'll be like, okay,
I get so proud of myself when I catch, like, I could have done this, and what's in my control,
exactly.
I grabbed it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly.
And so it's those little successes that, help me bring myself out of a darkness
Yes.
that is so easy to fall into.
Oh, it's very easy to fall into. Yes. You know what? Darkness is easier than light. It is so much easier to be bad, and it's so hard to be good.
I want to have a career change, and that's one of the main things I'm processing before I apply, and before I
Yes.
put myself in that is, am I strong enough? And once that doubt is gone, because I'm able to vocalize it and
Yes.
say, hey, I could be a cop, or hey, I could be a corrections officer.
Yes.
I'm aspiring to put myself in a position where I could potentially get hurt.
Yes. Well, that's anywhere. I mean, I deal with knives all the time. I burn myself. Look at my arm. I burn myself. I just sliced myself right up here the other day. I mean, I got my ring caught in a meat slicer. That was scary, okay? And the thing was still on. Let me tell you, honey, boo-boo kitty, I was pressing them buttons like no tomorrow. I think after I finished, I had to go sit on the toilet, because I didn't know if I used the bathroom or if I was sweating. Like, it was a serious situation, you know what I'm saying? So, I went from sitting at the desk to now in the kitchen dealing with fire and all kinds of stuff in the moment, getting 20 orders, running out of the machine and trying to fix it. And, so yeah, that's everywhere. And then that's where, that is where we have to channel it. That's where our meditation comes in, or if your spirituality, or whatever it is that you do, that's when you put all of that into that, and then kind of put it in a ball and turn it into that good vibration that you need.
I think I'm at that point where I'm done hearing what other people are telling me who I am, and I'm like, I am this.
Yeah.
You could love it or hate it, but I'm much more comfortable just being.
And that's just what you do to your art. Because sometimes your art, you have to allow your art to be its art. Sometimes you can't always say, okay, I'm going to do this in my art. Sometimes we start out, like I might have certain ingredients, and I might say, okay, I'm going to do this. But if I'm not working, it's my free time. It might turn out to be something else.
Yeah.
And we have to accept that.
Yeah.
We have to accept that our art didn't always come out the way we visualize it. So it's the same thing with us dealing with people, is that we might say that this person is this or you're that, but it's all about the development. It's like artistry. We don't know, like a butterfly in the cocoon. We don't know what we're going to get. But even then, when the butterfly comes out and it hits the light, it changes.
I think we're constantly converting and hitting cycles of like, you're in the pupa and then you're a butterfly and you go back to pupa stage. You can't watch a Disney movie and everything's happily ever after and wonder, well, what about when they got kids? Are they, are they going to balance that? Are they going to have marriage issues? Like, there is always the possibility of struggle.
Yes.
And it's all about just moving forward.
Yes.
So for
Welcome
this year,
to the yin and the yang. Welcome to the yin and the yang. That's why I love my black and white. Welcome to the yin and the yang. The light and the dark, the negative and the positive. You know, the circle and the straight. You know, most people, we got way off the art conversation.
No, it's within me.
Yeah, so like people have zeros and ones. And if you take the 0 and 1 and you put it into metaphysics, it's all cold. But it's not really a 0 and it's not really a 1. It's then it has nothing to do with money. Now it goes into the circle of 360 and the straight. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have 00111 or 110001, and it's all this code that comes, and every single thing that we do, everything we have, whatever, is all coded with these zeros and ones, because when you interpret the metaphysics, then it's either the 0 or it's the straight.
Yeah.
So it's just like in life, everything is the yin and the yang, the bad, the good, the evil, you know, the wisdom, the ignorance, you know, it all goes hand in hand with one another. And that has nothing to do with your religion, has nothing to do with your spirit. I mean, it has nothing to do, it's just the way of the world. It's just how things operate in the dimension that we live in.
I think the senses are the best way to reground and remember that.
Yes.
You know, like smelly candles, they take you to a place. They help you feel something. You're just comforted, relaxed. There's like a physical change. Massages, exercising, you know, there are things that we could do, but it has to be tangible. It has to literally influence us to open up, you know, that memory of I am a physical being in this world. This is where I'm at. It's not a reality that, you know, is something I'm consuming. It's in the now.
Yes, we're tapping into the subconscious. And that's the beautiful thing about art, because art is our subconscious. Because we do stuff, like you said, exercise and smelling the candle. That's something we could do without using our brain. It's something that we could just totally give total control to. Yeah.
And there's so much danger in that as well, because we can get overwhelmed.
We are human. We deal with egos, narcissism, and all of those things.
And substance, you know, interests.
All of that. Shopaholics. I mean, you name it. You know, that's just what it is, you know. I'm gonna say this, and then we probably have to wrap up. What was the last thing we was gonna talk about?
Oh, young people.
There we go, young people. We have time.
Yeah,
Okay.
plenty of time.
Okay. We just got off into another subject, huh? I think that's great. Yeah. Young people. So I have a generation of children. I have a 27-year-old daughter. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I have a 14-year-old son, and I have an 8-year-old son. So I am a mother of all generations to come, even the Generation Z, and then my son is the next generation of after Generation Z. So we have like this whole thing, and art is a huge part of that. What do you think will be the conversation for art for them coming up?
It's definitely going to be all the hope that it takes to combat, you know, what's going on in our world with the devastations. I mean, it's only going to get worse climate-wise. We're having exacerbated wildfires, the you know, sea level rise. It's not going away, and it's getting worse. So what I'm going to project is that the youth are going to use all of the real dangerous pending issues and communicate literally what we have to do to save ourselves. You know, because we're all at risk, and you can't imagine 2-3 generations down the line are going to have the same standard of living, because the world's changing at a rate that we cannot control unless we do something now.
Yes.
So if it's not activism, I don't see it, you know, in the art world at all. It has to be now an important tool for saving our society.
Nina Simone, I don't want to misquote her, but she always said that our art should reflect the times of now, or the now of times.
And so you have increased rates of depression and suicide in youth, like at an alarming rate.
Yes.
I mean, because there's just so much awareness for the issues. But I know that their art and the art of artists now can definitely help bring hope and remind people that, hey, yes, this is all going on around us, but as long as we are strong and we remember who we are and believe, we can do this, and we can redesign our economy. We can redesign these archaic systems that are just perpetuating the problem.
We're gonna get ready and go, but I understand, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, that you are thinking about a career change, and that's probably for more stability, insurance, and things of that nature. But if you just have faith in what you're doing now, and you just believe in it wholeheartedly, and if you sacrifice what you're doing right now while you're still young, I want to guarantee you, and I promise you, that it's all going to pay off financially for you.
Being a public servant,
you just have to trust the process.
Yeah.
And if you can trust the process right now, while you have the opportunity of not being responsible for other individuals, it will pay off for you. Okay?
Yeah.
So I just want you to really, really think about that. And doing what you're doing in the community, you have to also understand that you're in the position that you are in at the right time. Because a lot of people that we look to as leaders, and a lot of people that we look to help us out, those people are going to retire. And a lot of those people are going to leave their positions. And a lot of those people are no longer going to exist in power. So this would be your opportunity to learn, to absorb, to go through the lessons, so that when it's your time to come, you will be able to do it the way that it's supposed to be done. So if you can help not to divert yourself, don't divert yourself. If you have to get a job, listen, I get a job all the time. Edward, I'll be like last minute, I'll be like, Edward, I'm working. Edward, I'm cooking. I gotta go. I gotta go work, Edward. I gotta go work, Edward. I'll be back next week. You sure did. Yes, he did. I had him serving. I had him chopping strawberries. Like this strong, masculine guy chopping strawberries all delicately. He had on an apron and everything, you know, because look, I had to go do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but here is the thing, is that if you could just stay with what you're doing and don't divert from it, and harness the power, harness the information that you're getting right now, I promise you it's going to pay off. I promise you.
I'll be patient.
I promise you.
And focused.
I promise you. And then when it happens, you know, I want some more coffee. I want a blueberry scone to go with it. I want one of them $6 teas. You know them $6 teas? I want one of them $6 teas. You know. Okay, let's wrap it up. How can they find you?
So I have my website. I got a new domain. It's super easy.
What?
Abstractlady.com.
Okay, spell it.
Abstractlady, ABSTRACTLADY.
All right.
So real easy altogether. Or Mau's Alicia. I go by Mau.
Okay.
MOW. So you can find me on Instagram or on my Facebook. And yeah, so
all right, give them your information. How can they contact you real quick?
So my number also is 209
Hey, Natalie.
565-0417. It's my Google Voice number. And my email is aliciavalens at Gmail. So my first name, the first 6 of my last name, ends in Z at Gmail. And yeah, I'm around.
All right.
So.
And so Earth Day is coming up in April. Please contact this young lady here for Earth Day so we could get some volunteers for our Earth Day. We usually do Earth Day here with the Voice of Stockton. And you have been a wonderful, wonderful volunteer for us. So this year we hoping to get more volunteers and more things. Please look up her business. Give them your information one more time.
So mousalicia.com or abstractlady.com, and my number is 209-565-0417. You can call or text me. I will respond right away. And my Instagram is abstract.lady. So that's where I'm merging all my my art content, because my other art page, it just turned personal with my cat and, you know, family and stuff. So I'm like, I don't even know which profile I'm posting. Posting.
Yes. All right. Chef Tobias Cooks here with Women in Business. Today was Women in Business and Art. Thank you so much for tuning in with the Voice of San Joaquin and Stockton. Please do me a favor. Click, share, and donate to your community radio station. All right. Let's go. I'll see you next